G'day PokeTubers, this episode will be on the new Plasma Gale Black and White 7 set. So this is the one after Dragons Exalted, after Freeze Bolt and Cold Flare, then it's Plasma Gale. So a bit on Freeze Bolt and Cold Flare first, because that's a new set coming out in English on September 7th if my memory's right, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Freeze Bolt Cold Flare has 130 cards roughly, and it features elements from Black and White 2 focusing on Kyurem and Black and White Kyurem, so it's real interesting. It also has the debut of Melotta, Keldo, and one of the three Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus. It has Landorus in its Therian form. So it also introduces an spec card, a new type of trainer card that provides very powerful effects. But it's governed by the rule you can only have one spec card in your deck. So there's 6 EXs in the regular form and the full art form, and those ones will be Cresselia, Landorus, Black Kyurem, Celebi, Keldo, and White Kyurem. Now, so there's the other ultra rares are Cheran Full Art, Golurk Shining, Rocky Helmet Shining, Bianca Full Art, Terrakion Shining, and Altaria Shining. There's also Gold Potion, Computer Search, Crystal Wall, and Crystal Edge, which are all A-specs, as I mentioned before. So Gold Potion heals 90, Computer Search is the same as the first series Computer Search. Crystal Wall, it's a tool that you can attach to Black Kyurem EX that gives him an outrageous HP of 300. 300? That's going to be way too hard to knock out. What were Pokemon thinking? I really don't know, but Crystal Edge makes White Kyurem EX's attacks do 50 more damage, which I believe is a little bit more reasonable because you can, get rid of some energies with Crushing Hammer or whatever. But still, 50 more damage, that's 200 damage, that can knock out almost anything. So, yeah. But now back to the main part of this video is of the Plasma Gale. So, the Plasma Gale have released some scans. So this here Chubchoo, flip a coin, its first attack, it's got 70 health, as you can see. It's a basic, and its first attack for 1 water energy is Hail. Flip a coin, if it's heads it does 10 damage to each of your opponents benched, and then for 3 colors she can do 30 damage. So it's got a weakness to metal and a retreat for 2. So also, and it can evolve into beartic from Team Plasma. So the little bit that's circled there, that's from Team Plasma, and it's a water type Pokemon with 130 health. It evolves from a regular Chubchoo, so you can evolve from regular basic Pokemon, but it's still counted as a beartic, so it's not like we had the Machamp SP where you can have like different Machamps or whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, so its attack is water and colors, 20 damage times the number of damage counters. So 130 health, you can be hitting some EXs from pretty hard damage right there. And Iceberg Drop does 90 damage and discard the top card from your opponent's deck. So that's a bit contradictory to the ones in Dragons Exalted, where a lot of them discard your deck. So this one discards your opponent's deck, which is a nice change. So weakness to metal and a retreat of 4 makes it pretty heavy to play, but still a very cool card from Plasma Gale, and it also has that little P in the middle there, so that's very cool. So Lugia EX here we also have is a basic Pokemon, and it's also by Team Plasma. So it's gotten a nice ability which is the same as pretty much like, if you remember, Salamence level X, and yeah, from the Arceus, though it works at all times and not when you just play it down from your hand. So for each of your opponent's attacks that are knocked out from damage by Lugia EX's attacks, you take 1 more prize. So I mean, half the game's over if you knock out an EX with Lugia. And then its attack is pretty decent also, with 4 colorless. You do Plasma Gale, which does 120 damage, and discard 1 plasma energy attached to this Pokemon, or this attack does damage. Attack does nothing, so no damage. And weakness to lightning, which makes it not very playable, but fighting, Terrakions will have a hard time taking that out. And a retreat of 2 is pretty good. So it's also got that P in it. Now, you might be wondering what a plasma energy is. Well, here it is. It's just a normal type of energy, but it provides 1 colorless energy. So it's like a Team Plasma's their own little energy. So yeah, before you're wondering, I can't get that with Cillian or whatever. here's another trainer. It's called a Colorless Machine. So you search a deck for a Team Plasma Energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. So that's pretty good. You know, you can attach your regular energy and then use this to attach another energy. So that's pretty decent. We've also got here, we got Kling Klang from the Plasma Gang's Power Half deck. So it will be released alongside the set on September the 14th, but that's in Japanese. So we're not quite sure when English will get it, but September the 14th is when Japan will get it for those Japanese collectors. So this one is the same as before. It's a Plasma Pokemon, so it can evolve from normal Clangs, and it's got 140 health, which is nice, and it evolves from Clang. So it's a stage 2, and it's not a basic, and its ability Plasma Steel. It prevents all damage done to your metal Pokemon by attacks from opponent's Pokemon EX. So he can't be damaged by EXs, which is a very handy ability to have. And it still works even if you're asleep, confused, paralyzed. And make a metal deck, EXs decks like Mewtwo EX, Darkrai EX, Terrakion EX will have an extremely hard time doing any sort of damage to you. So weakness to fire and resistance to psychic. So Mewtwo EX wouldn't even be able to knock you out much anyway. But heavy bullets are pretty good damage as well. For a metal and a colorless, you can do 70 damage, and then on a coin flip, it does 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched. So you can do 90 damage with 3 energies. That is pretty good. So this set will be released, as I said before, in September 14th in Japan. We don't know yet, Australia. But here we have another one, Black and White 7 Plasma Gale. Its booster box promo will be a Crobat. So here's the Crobat, and as you see, it's got that little pre-release thing in the bottom corner of the picture, and it looks pretty wicked. It's like electric everywhere, and it's another Plasma Pokemon. So it has 130 health, and its ability is Night Sight, and once during your turn, before your attack, you may draw a card. So it's like a double draw or whatever. And then its attack is very, very handy. For a Psychic and a DC energy, you can do 40 damage, and the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. But you put 4 damage counters instead of 1. That's 80 damage, then 120. Yeah, damage keep going. And with a free retreat, you can just be in and out in a flash, and it's good. So, and also the booster box here looks like it features the Lugia blowing like fire, blowing fire. There we go. So, the 4 promo cards are Skarmory, Buffaloant, Team Plasma's Pokeball, and a reprint with new artwork. And so yeah, we've also got that's actually it for Plasma Gale. So that is what we know about Plasma Gale, the new Pokemon set. So I hope I informed you with some interesting facts about Plasma Gale, and yeah, please comment, rate, subscribe. It will really be handy, and thank you so much for watching. Over and out.